driving baseline. What a dive!
Wickham, how sweet was that? Step back three,
Wow.
Taylor George. She's got a flamethrower at the moment.
Shelley with a big triple.
It was acrobatic, it was impressive, it was Steph Talbot.
Jade Melvin, the lefty lay-in. Capitals continue to roll. Perth have been unconscious from three. Alice Koenig connects.
She's pumped up, and so she should be.
Well, it all comes down to this, the final match of the final round, and we've saved the best till last. It's Townsville taking on Perth in the battle for second place and a home court advantage in the semi-series. It's a packed house at Townsville Entertainment Centre, and they're ready for fireworks this afternoon. Jess Webster with you alongside Victoria Country Women's high performance coach Zoe Carr. Zoe, welcome to you. This really is the start of a 4-game series, and the first chapter is being written this afternoon. Can't wait.
It is. It's going to be a really exciting one because both teams are going to be really fighting for home court advantage come next week when finals start. So whilst often these sort of games can be just get through it and not have to worry about it, this game really means something to both groups.
And on so many different levels as well. You talk about the home court advantage for the semi-series, but the psychological advantage as well on the eve of finals is just so much to look forward to. This is the ladder, and this ladder has changed so much throughout the season, but you feel the Lynx and the Fire have occupied that second and third spot majority of the season, and it all comes down to this, winner takes second spot.
They have. They've kind of just flip-flopped throughout the season between those two positions, but yeah, as we said, they'll both be really keen to make sure they put their stamp on this game, so they've got the edge going into finals, but also home court advantage should they need it.
So let's chat a little bit about the Townsville Fire, who are playing in front of a very big home crowd this afternoon. They've won 8 in a row. They are absolutely on fire, so to speak. Courtney Woods added a highlight to her season against Sydney, reaching the 1,000 career points. So this is their second match of the final round. They took down Sydney by 33 points on Wednesday night. These are some of the highlights, and it's just Townsville doing what they do best.
Definitely. They did such a good job putting the ball inside, just executing everything, both from an offensive and defensive standpoint. Just classic Townsville basketball. So it was no surprise that they won this game the way that they did. But again, it's going to have to be something that they take into this game and try and really harp on, because Perth are such a different and contrasting style of play. So it'll be a really good test to see how that works out against a run and gun team like the Perth Lynx.
Key to their success this season, Townsville, was the even spread of contributors. It was Abby Ellis's turn to shine against Sydney on Wednesday night. She had the 16 points, 3 assists and 3 rebounds, and particularly in the first quarter really set the tone, and that's just what makes Townsville so hard to beat, isn't it?
Yeah, they've just got weapons all over the floor, but Abby Ellis's first season into the league has just been outstanding. What she's brought to this Townsville outfit, shooting the ball from the perimeter, coming up with defensive stops, putting the ball to the floor. She's done it all, and she's a great little energy spark too, even though she looks pretty tired there, but a real spark for the Fire. So hopefully she can continue that form leading into finals.
Now, we've waited a very long time to get this series decider game here in this competition, because these two sides played each other in round 3 and round 5. So the last time they played was way back in November. On that day, it was Perth who levelled the series at 1-1. They put on 106 points, quite a convincing win over the Fire, and they'll be looking to replicate that today.
Yeah, and it's such a long time. So much happens in this league from week to week, let alone months. So it'll be great to see, but Perth will be wanting to just stay consistent with their game. Something Townsville do really well is take you out of the way that you want to play. They play a run and gun, shooting three, fast-paced, exciting brand of basketball. So they need to just make sure they stay true to that and not get brought into what Townsville want them to do.
So Townsville, as we mentioned, are playing their second game this round. The Lynx come into today's contest pretty fresh. Their most recent outing was 9 days ago when they took down Geelong, and Steph Gorman was key to that. Zoe, she had the 19 points and 9 rebounds and 5 assists. She made her place in the WNBL Team of the Week, and deservedly so.
Yeah, Steph Gorman's been really consistent throughout the entire season. But it was really good to see her have a real breakout game across statistical categories. We know she can shoot the three, but but seeing her in her little pull-ups and her runners, and then adding to that what she does defensively makes her really difficult. And if she, like Ellis, can bring this form into this final series, it's going to be really exciting to watch.
So here we go. It's the battle for second place and the home court advantage in the semi-series, the final match of the final round of this Signet WNBL season. Perth with the first look through Wilson. Just comes up a touch short on the 3 attempt. Townsville will take it away. Abby Ellis, who we spoke about, it's key to their fortunes on Wednesday night. That's through the hands of Froling, and Perth win it back.
And like we spoke about before, how Perth don't want to let Townsville take them out of what they do. Similarly, Townsville don't want to let Perth do the same to them. And you saw there, they just got sped up a little bit, playing a little bit like Perth do. So they want to stay in their execution if they can.
The vibe is already electric here at Townsville Entertainment Centre. Such a great fan base they have up north, and they've come to cheer on their side here this afternoon. Lauren Cox defending hard. She's going to be key this afternoon, as she has been all season. Abby Ellis wide open for 3, looking to continue her good form. She's off target. Froling wins it back to Lauren Cox. They can reset. They go through the hands of Ellis again. Gets around to me here. Aggressive pass inside for Cox. Misses the first and misses the second. She still wins it back. They go again.
This game has a real finals vibe about it. The crowd are riding everything, and you can feel there's just a little bit of nerves, but a great calming influence there from Abby Ellis to get the first points on the board.
And a big roar from the home crowd as well. It's so great to see. Soa goes herself, and me here with the rebound against Cox, and she gets Perth scoring underway. Starting 5 for the Lynx: Soa, Gorman, Wilson, me here, and Maley. And for the Fire, it's Woods, Froling, Coffey, Cox, and Ellis. Stars everywhere you look. Courtney Woods achieved 1,000 career points on Wednesday night. And she gets fouled here.
And a great little hesitation dribble by Woods there as she comes off that dribble handoff, hesitation dribble, and then gets on the rim. What's really important about that, whilst that's just a foul, puts her to the line, it's very early, is going at me here and getting her in foul trouble is something that the Fire will be looking to do. So to have one at least this early is really promising signs for Townsville.
Maley takes it down the floor, gives it off to Amihia. Steph Gorman fires up a shot, can't get it to go.
You just saw the influence of Lauren Cox there. The Gorman wasn't sure whether she could get that away without being blocked.
Good defense from Maley. Here goes Soa working the baseline against Ellis, just runs into a brick wall in the form of Lauren Cox, somehow gets it out to Amihia. Cox says, not on my watch, knocks it out of play.
And surely
when
another
your eyes look
contender.
up and you see Lauren Cox standing there, it must be frightful.
Yeah.
I say that in the best way possible. Here's Wilson for Perth, trying to find her way through. Cox with a rebound. Early 2-point advantage to the home side. Here goes Abby Ellis. Works her way inside. Kicks it out to Cox, swings it across to Woods.
That's 2 now. So Lynx are going to have to make a decision as to whether they bring her out of the game and try and save her or trust her. But, you know, they're the sort of fouls that you can't afford. The contest on the drive you can understand, but something like that is very avoidable.
Ellis to inbound, off to Froling. Now to Woods, pulls up for 2. Maley races down the floor, takes on Froling, can't get the finish. Coffey, one of their mid-season recruits. Hands it off to Ellis, who's been busy early. Now to Woods. Working the perimeter, now pulls the trigger, bounces in.
She's so consistent and so solid. You can feel that there's nerves on the floor down there, but she's just she doesn't seem fussed or sped up by anything. She's so solid.
Still so young as well. Courtney Woods, just 22 years of age. Emily Maley finds herself at the line. Looking for some steadying points for the Lynx. Misses the first. Vocal home crowd trying to get involved. One from two. Work it into the corner. Woods back to Ellis.
Is Perth into a 2-3 zone, mixing up their defense, taking Townsville out of their offense.
To go inside to Froling, where she can work her magic.
A great step through from Froling too, to be able to keep her balance and her positioning, use her footwork to create herself space.
Misfire on the pass from the Lynx. Townsville win it back. So a handy 7-point buffer here. Early stages, first quarter. An electric atmosphere at Townsville Entertainment Centre. Second place on the line. Woods in a one-on-one with Wilson. Now get some assistance from the top of the key. Bounces off the rim. Froling wanted it to go her way. But it will be a Perth ball. So it's important for Perth to steady here, given the atmosphere they have to contend with as well. They wouldn't want the Fire to get out to too much of an early lead. Here's Maley from deep. That'll lift their confidence. Ellis takes it down the floor. Cox shares it with Coffey. Has them all to beat, gets the foul call.
You just saw how strong she is on that. As she went into her steps, the defense came, so she comes off this handoff here. As she gets into her steps, she's basically being held both sides from two players, and she still manages to break through and at least get the ball up on the backboard. That takes incredible strength to be able to do that.
Nails them both. Chance for Maley. Looks to go inside, but well read from the Townsville defense, although they've infringed. So given these two sides played each other so long ago, back in November was the last time that they met, it's almost like they're feeling each other out again here in the first quarter.
Yeah, it's almost like a first meeting, but yeah, you can feel like we've spoken about, the finals atmosphere, but leaving Amy Atwell that open is something that Townsville cannot get used to doing in this game.
She comes onto the floor, so does Chivatoni for the Lynx. And Choicard as well. Fowler also into the action now for the Fire. Just working her way towards the rim. Great defense from Perth. 6-point lead to the Fire. Amy Atwell off to Maley, back to Atwell. Defended hard. A bit of pressure here, Perth. Wilson looking to settle things down. Shot clock ticking down. That's nicely done.
A great finish from Wilson there to be able to take the contact under pressure and finish on one foot and silence a very vocal crowd.
Froling to Ellis. Now to Coffey. Again draws a crowd. Might get it to go this time. Fowler though with the rebound and the putback for 2.
Fowler's had an outstanding season. She's been a great pickup for Townsville. She just does so many of the little things right at the right times. She's a very like stable and capable player. And you see now as she comes up for a defensive rebound.
Former Townsville junior, loving life back home this season is Alex Fowler. Townsville as well playing in their annual Army round, so we've got some specially themed playing kits that they're wearing. Sapphire Shields into the action for Townsville. They look great, don't they, Zoe?
I love them. I'm a big fan of black uniforms, but these ones, black and orange, as it looks like Ellie Wilson just copped an elbow, maybe to the nose.
Coffee with the bucket. Shibatoni, lovely feed to Atwell for 2. The fumble from Shields, she keeps it alive and then gives it off to Woods. To Froling. Inside, off the glass. Classic, Froling. Perth's time to respond. Choi cards off target. Coffee takes it away to Woods. And they're flowing. A great start here to the Townsville 5. They lead Perth by 10 with 2 minutes and 33 seconds on the clock as we head to the first time out. So they come out here in this first quarter, Zoe Carr, and they're playing like a team who's won 8 in a row.
Well, and they're playing like a team ready for finals too, so you can see how sharp they are at both ends of the floor. So Perth, again, they've had a 9-day break, so that can play a little bit of a part, sometimes a little too much of a break. But I'm sure they'll be working on their adjustments in this timeout now and getting back to what they do best.
This time out is brought to you by Signet. Stay powered with Signet, Australia's favourite power bank brand. Keep your devices charged and never miss a moment. Visit signet.com to find your perfect power bank. So these are some of the highlights to Courtney Woods, who reached the 1,000 career point milestone in their win on Wednesday night. She's just picking up where she left off. As you mentioned, she's a smooth mover and just carries a lot of poise.
Yeah, she's just not fussed by anything. Teams throw 2 defenders at her and it doesn't speed her up. She just takes her time, finds the open player or finds her own score when she needs to. It's been like great to watch her development and her evolution over the last few seasons.
She's a leading point scorer for Townsville this season, averaging the 15.8 per game, including nearly 6 assists as well. Play back underway. Fire by 10. Perth looking to settle. Morrill is off target. Cox back to Woods. To the corner for Cox. Comes up short. Atwell takes it away. Decides to go herself. Welcome to the ball game, Amy Atwell.
And we know that she is capable of that if you let her go. The defensive transition on her in particular is really key. On Perth in general, because of the way that they play, but definitely can't leave Amy Atwell open.
Woods steps around Gorman, gets it done. Great move. 2 of the best teams of the competition going head to head. Hope you're enjoying the coverage wherever you're watching here on this Sunday afternoon. Morrill flings it across to Soa. Driving hard towards the rim. Can't get the finish. Cox asserting her authority. Hands it off to Shields, one of the young guns. To Woods, they go inside to Cox. Great team play.
Beautiful use of an on-ball screen with a loaded side, lifting out of that corner and just finding the angle to find Lauren Cox rolling on the rim.
call there as we take a look at the replay. Lauren Cox, what a formidable player she is. Already had the 4 rebounds and 2 points. Stupitoni gets it done for 2. Gets the scoring underway. The Lynx staying in touch. It's been a first quarter dominated by the home side. Lauren Cox all the way for 2. They have shot out of the blocks here, Townsville. They are making a statement. 11 points to lead. Atwell, long range 3. She goes to ground.
Perth can't allow a score here. They can't let this get out of control, particularly in a hostile environment like this.
Shields can't get it to go. They're fighting hard defensively here, Perth. They'll be happy to see quarter time. What a start this has been to the Townsville Fire on their home floor, fighting for second place, and they lead the Perth Lynx 26-15 at quarter time. Well, the Townsville Fire showing us just how much they want to get a home court advantage in the upcoming semi-final series. They're taking on Perth on their home floor this afternoon. Quarter time at the Townsville Entertainment Centre, and they have opened up an 11-point lead against their rivals. Jess Webster and Zoe Carr with you in commentary. Zoe, as we take a look at some of the first quarter highlights, what did you make of it?
Well, it was, there was hit after hit after hit. Both teams just took a little bit of time to find their way, but once they did, the floodgates opened, particularly for Townsville. But both teams really took care of the ball. They only have 2 turnovers each going into quarter time, so that's really pleasing for both groups. But Townsville have 16 points in the paint, and you can see it versus Perth's 8 points in the paint. Now we know how Perth can light it up from the 3-point line, just out of nowhere. But they are going to have to put pressure on that rim to help get their 3-point shots open to them. Draw some defense inside to into the paint so they get easier, uncontested 3-point shots.
Everything about this contest is screaming finals at the moment. Clinch Hoycard fires for 3, is off target. Quality of the contest, the crowd in the house tonight, the intensity this game has been played at. Everything you love about the Signet WNBL. Coffey and Cox share it around. Back to Coffey. Just wobbles out at the final moment. So to Maley. Back to Maley. Pulls the trigger from deep. So a few of those 3-point attempts just not quite working out so far for Perth. You know, if they start to drop, things will get very interesting. Here's Coffey working hard towards the rim. It's the quality of player she is and the quality of a pickup she is to this Townsville Fire roster.
Oh, and again, the strength too, to be able to play through that physicality and that contact as she's on the rim. That happened on 1 foot, and she was able to stabilize herself and finish the shot. That's just elite strength there from Coffey.
Don't forget, make sure you're following all of the live stats of today's game in the free WNBL app. You can also check out game highlights, team and player info, and plenty more. So make sure you download it now from the App Store. Perth back the other way. And Wilson gets the call going her way.
And a great take from Wilson. We know how exciting she can be with the way that she plays and the flair that she plays with, and being able to draw that on Lauren Cox, which will now see her second foul too. So she may have to go to the bench and sit for a little bit, which evens up the Amir here 2 fouls as well a little bit. So that makes things interesting for the rest of the game.
So Lynx just staying in touch here. It was Townsville by 11 points at quarter time. Margin still sitting there at the moment. Hot start to Townsville. Shields, it's broken up by Soa. Oh, a bit of a fumble. She recovers. Now to Maley, wants to kick it out to clinch Hoykard, who nails it from long range. Wasn't quite sure what they were trying to do there, Zoe, but
I don't think
they got the result.
I don't think Maley realised how open she was and expected defence to be there, so kicked it out. But when you're kicking it out to players in the Perth Lynx, you know there's a big chance that a 3-point shot's going to go down. So you can have that confidence. She's given up a 2 for a 3. It's just maths.
Who are we to question it, really?
Exactly.
So margin back to 8. It's Fowler. It's knocked out of play. Remain with Townsville. Townsville add more points to the scoreboard, keeping them ticking along. It was the Lynx who put on 106 points last time they met. Wilson fires for 3, can't get it to go. Townsville looking to respond in style. Mansfield calling the shots. Hands it off to Shields and now to Froling. They share it around the perimeter. Fowler to Coffey, back to Shields. Looking to find the right opportunity. Shields spinning through traffic, shot clock ticking down. Froling wins it back, they go again. Just in the nick of time. They can reset. Into the corner for Shields. Now she goes for it. And why wouldn't you when you got a hand like that?
That is heartbreak for the Lynx. They forced Townsville into a real last-second shot that they wouldn't have wanted, and then came up with the offensive board. It's a real coach killer, but hopefully they can learn from that and not allow that to happen moving forward.
A new game-high 13-point lead. So driving hard towards the basket. Good defense from Townsville. Perth win it back. And we're going to have a little
shot clock violation. I don't think the ball hit the rim on that last shot, so
they do turn it over. Courtney Woods prolific in that opening quarter with the 10 points. Coffey the next best with 7 for Townsville, and then for Perth, Atwell and Wilson with 5 each. They're leading scorers so far. What a fantastic crowd in the house this afternoon. They want more basketball here. They want Townsville to win second spot. We can be back here doing it again in a few days' time for the semi-final series. And you mentioned earlier, Zoe, there's not only second place on the line, a home court advantage in the semi-series, a psychological advantage as well. But if Perth lose, do they stay in Townsville?
It's a great question. It's such a long way to have to go home and then back again. It's not like you're going from major city into major city. There's extra travel that you have to do. So it's a really, and time difference as well that comes into it. So a really great question as to whether they would just stay in Townsville.
It's a nearly 8-hour flight, correct me if I'm wrong, 8-hour flight between Townsville and Perth.
I mean, it sounds about right.
Yeah. I did quickly Google it.
Yeah.
I'll back myself in.
Alicia Froling doing an outstanding job, though, of really working off of the work from Coffee. Coffee's going to the rim, and she's so strong and she's so aggressive that often it's Froling's defender that's having to go and help, and then she's going and scooping up all the offensive rebounds or picking up any fumbles and really capitalizing on the fact that her players having to go and help a lot.
So another little mini break in play here as we just get the floor cleaned up. Allows everyone to take a bit of a breath. This match started in very high intensity. Home side have definitely settled. They're on a roll. They've won 8 in a row. They've been hunting down that second spot that Perth have held majority of the season. Ali Wilson hands it off to Atwell. This time driving inside off the glass for 2. Just keeping the points flowing.
Just using her size to be able to finish over the top. Alice, they switched on that screen and left Alice on the taller Atwell, and she used her size perfectly.
Just trying to keep it alive. Did that come off last? I think it's come off a Perth hand. Fowler shares it with Woods. It's great in that first quarter. Can't add to a tally here. Wilson tries the contact of Fowler, then goes again. The spin move, the finish, outstanding. That's a team lifter. Fast transition from Fire down the other way, but it's come unstuck, and Perth win it back. So a good little purple patch here for the visitors.
But you just also see the class of Townsville, that an incredible score from Ellie Wilson down the other end, and huge skill set, but they just inbound the ball as quick as they can and get going and move on to the next phase.
Amir here back into the action, but denied by Froling. Fire take it away. Ellis with a dagger. Not quite. Last touch Perth, so Townsville will retain possession. So the Lynx have crawled to within 9. It was 11 points at quarter time. Just trying to take a little bit of the sting out of this one, or the atmosphere a little bit. It's all working for the Fire. Froling working hard but can't find the finish. They don't seem rattled, Perth. It's just Townsville are just playing unbelievably well as Wilson gets the job done. Trying to fire up her troops.
And a good timeout too from Coach Shannon Seabohm here, just to try and steady the ship a bit. Perth are starting to find their groove, of particularly executing offensively. So just to try and break that momentum.
This time out brought to you by CTM Sports. Calling all sports teams, say goodbye to travel headaches and hello to CTM Sports. CTM are 100% committed to delivering excellence in their field. Leave the logistics to the travel experts so your athletes can focus on what they do best. Learn more at ctmsport.com.au. Let's take a closer look at Ali Wilson, who has made an impact in these last few plays. Such a classy, experienced player, and just the kind of player you lean on in these situations to steady the ship.
Yeah, she thrives in these moments of really trying to put a team on her back and drag them with her, and create plays like this that really lift the group. You know, you look how she's making it look easy. It's incredibly skilled what she's doing here, and so hopefully it can, you know, go through the rest of the group, and they can all start to lift as well as they find their feet leading into halftime.
And you saw after that last basket, you can hear her say, let's go, yeah. Trying to get a team up and firing. Of course, she's a 2-time WNBL champion, Townsville and Sydney. Five minutes to go in the opening half. Quality game of hoops so far. Fire lead by 7. Woods from outside the arc. Off the rim. Coffee with the rebound. Has a couple to beat. Finds a way as that rolls in. Me here looking for support. Gives it off to Wilson. Aggressive pass inside. And Chipotoni gets it done.
Perth doing a great job of utilising their slips. So they're setting screens and slipping or diving towards the basket. And they're finding those divers really, really well in their last few possessions. So a part of it is because of the way Townsville are defending. They're up in the lanes and switching at times. But then you see Courtney Woods just go, well, hold on, I'll just steady the ship here again and, and stick a pull-up jump shot.
Poise personified.
She is, absolutely.
Atwell looking to respond with a triple of her own. She can't do so. It's last touch Townsville, so Perth ball. Wilson to inbound. Gives it to Chipotoni. Now back to Wilson. Looking to go inside to Ami here with strength and with class.
Great job finding the mismatch quickly. And you can just sort of see there's a little bit rattled Townsville right now. There's a couple of scores gone against them and then we make a couple of little errors like this. So it's time to get the ball back in Courtney Wood's hands when they do get into offense and get her running the show just for a little bit, just to get that poise back into the group.
So they've got a bit of momentum here, Perth. Can they capitalise? Oh, big knockdown from Ellis. Woods takes it away to Froling. Can't get it done. Great rebound from Fowler. She also is offline. A couple of chances gone begging for the Fire. Perth really wanting to capitalise and make inroads on this deficit. Maley gets the call. She's heading to the line. So do you think Perth have done well to absorb the pressure so far? It is an intense environment they've walked into.
They definitely have, especially when things weren't going so well early. It could have really blown out and become a scoreline that they could not get back. But they've done a great job of just steadying themselves and getting back into their rhythm. They're still not quite how they want to be playing, but they're, at the moment, if it keeps going like this, they'll go into halftime probably pretty pleased with where they're at, given how it started, and then hopefully come into the second half, you know, a little bit more Perth basketball.
Only Maley missing both free throws. 7 points the difference. Shields rattles out. Fowler. A good rebound. Courtney Woods. Shot clock ticking down. Perth defending for their life. It ends up with Fowler. Well done, Lynx. 2 minutes to go in this frenetic opening half. And me here, working away inside.
And you can hear, as soon as Perth come up with the ball, you can hear Coach Petrick screaming, go, go, go. He wants them to play with that pace and in that style of play that they're used to playing.
Ellis responds down the other end. A little bit of a steadier for the Fire. Back out to 7 points the difference. Wilson goes all the way herself. And on the second attempt, finds the finish. So she's played an important role in this second quarter in particular. She's up to 11 points. Plenty of aggression out there. Finals-like atmosphere to end the regular season of what has been a fascinating WNBL season. Shields to inbound, swings it across to Woods, who wants to take on Atwell. She gets fouled. 12 points and a couple of assists so far for Courtney Woods.
You just see the smarts there from Courtney Woods of using her body to draw the foul and get herself to the line, because it was going to be a tough finish in that sort of congestion that was inside the key. So to be able to step in and widen herself to then draw the foul to get herself the easy two, considering she's such a high percentage free throw shooter. I said that after her shot. So she
Clinch Hoycard for three is no good. It's a foul. They're going the way of Perth. Might take another look at it. So we're back out onto the floor for the Lynx. So the restart play gives it to Atwell. Great team play. Final minute of the second quarter. Mansfield with ball in hand. Out to Woods. It's been important to Froling. Always so tough in those times. Just couldn't get the finish on that occasion. So a chance for Perth to continue to put some pressure on the scoreboard here. This would be massive from Wilson. But not to be. As a timeout is called with 31 seconds on the clock here in the second quarter, and it is the Townsville Fire leading by 5 points. So they led by 11 points at quarter time, Townsville. So Perth have done well just to make a little bit of inroads on this deficit and take some confidence into halftime.
Yeah, and this is a really good timeout as well, though, from Townsville to draw something up. So it's pivotal here that Perth come out of this in a defensive structure that's going to disrupt Townsville and not allow them to just get an easy execution and an easy score leading into halftime, because at the moment, whilst nobody really has the momentum, if you were to say anyone was to have it, you would say Perth have it at the moment. So you want to try and keep that heading into halftime.
This time out, it's brought to you by Ford. Ford dealers are all about supporting the game here in Australia, from Ford Aussie Hoops to the WNBL. They've been backing Aussie sports and communities for nearly 100 years. So when you're ready to hit the court, your local Ford dealer is here to help you get to the game. So plenty happening here at the Townsville Entertainment Centre this afternoon. They love their hoops in this part of the world. They've certainly shown up in numbers. Champions from a couple of seasons ago. It'll be the third season in a row that Townsville and Perth have played off in a semi-final series. Great rivalry they have. So what play of Townsville drawn up here in the shadows of halftime.
Perth came out in a little full court delay trap back into a 2-3 zone. So really trying to mess with whatever Coach Shannon Seabomb's drawn up.
Swinging across to Shields in the corner, has Wilson for company. They're defending everything, Perth. They do come up with the stop. That was well done. Can they capitalise? Atwell! Almost, but not to be. That marks the end of a huge first half of hoops here at the Townsville Entertainment Centre. At the main break, it is the home side, the Townsville Fire, leading the Perth Lynx by 5 points, 42-37.
I'm on my prime, I'm feeling like Steph. I get my shot and I promise it's wet. Waited too long, but I told him I'm next. I need my...
Need the composure. Jackson blows the roof off. Wow. It's LJ the GOAT. There's Jackson again.
Well, that's something that they're going to have to take care of business.
Through every heartache, through every cheer, we won't give up till the final buzzer. We've never been more ready.
Need the composure. Jackson blows the roof off. Wow. It's LJ the GOAT. There's Jackson again.
Well, that's something that they're going to have to take care of business.
Through every heartache, through every cheer, we won't give up till the final buzzer. We've never been more ready.
Get closer to the game with the free WNBL app.
Clark with the N1.
Check out the fixture and grab your tickets.
What a finish to the third quarter.
Catch game highlights, stay connected to your favourite player or team, and follow live game stats. Anytime, anywhere.
Cole grabs 2 more.
The WNBL app is where it's at. Download now.
Celebrating 50 years of sneakers?
What do you call a dinner that's ready in minutes and gone in seconds? A slam dunk. That's Latina fresh pasta. Tasty, fuss-free and Aussie-made. Latina. We got the weeknight.
Ford dealers have backed sport in communities for nearly 100 years. And now, from the Boomers and Opals to Aussie Hoops, your local Ford dealer is proud to support basketball. Because all dreams start somewhere.
Well, the Signet WNBL finals are on our doorstep, and in the battle for second place at halftime, it is the Townsville Fire leading by 5 points over the Perth Lynx in what has been a high-quality game of basketball so far at the Townsville Entertainment Centre. Jess Webster and Zoe Carr with you in commentary this afternoon. Zoe, we're loving what we're seeing from this contest to halftime. What a battle.
It's so good. It is finals basketball already, so we're a little bit spoiled, which is nice. But seeing both groups go at it and the way they've made their adjustments, Perth are a little slow out of the blocks, but have started to find their feet towards the end of particularly that quarter, the second quarter. And the way they've been able to really fight through that adversity, because it's tough in Townsville. Not only are you playing a quality lineup that has great defensive schemes and rules and are well drilled, you're also in the furnace that is their stadium that has their 6th player of the crowd. So great job from Perth there, mostly led by Allie Wilson, and the way she really grabbed the team and put them on her back and said, come with me, in some great plays that she made.
Yeah, it would be up there with one of their biggest crowds of the season, you would think, this afternoon, Townsville. But we're so evenly matched at half-time, even though Townsville had the little buffer of 5 points. But Townsville, you think, will be pleased with how they came out and played in that first quarter. They're playing like a team ready for finals, playing like a team that's won 8 in a row. But Perth would be pleased at half-time knowing that they haven't hit their peak yet.
Yeah, absolutely. And for Perth, they've still got a way to go, but they'll be happy that they're at least on the right track now. But Townsville have to find a way back to what they were doing originally, and they've been pushed out of their execution. They've been pushed away from what they like to do, which is put the ball inside. Perth have done a great job of really clogging up the bigs in the paint. So getting back to that space and that ball and player movement to really free up the bigs inside.
So we have one huge half of basketball to come to decide second place and decide who has the home court advantage in the semi-final series as we take you to the break. Let's check out the top 5 plays of last round. Jones up against a knee here, underneath, and gets the bucket to go. Sway nowhere nowhere to go. Great defense from the Caps as Diebel takes it away. Fast transition, Melbourne for a first bucket of the day. Steps back again. Jazz Shelley feeling it. Step back three, she's doing it all. Fowler working hard. Here goes Mansfield. Gets the call as well.
So smooth by Mansfield, just up and under, finish with a little lefty hook. That was nice.
Takes on the Adelaide defense, but it's a good win to the Lightning. They want to take it on with a fast transition. Talbot, unbelievable!
That is what you love to see. And that came from their defense. They got that steal and then alley-oop to Talbot. Love it.
Things are heating up at the fire pit at halftime. It is Townsville by 5 over Perth in battle for second spot. A massive second half to come. Jess Webster and Zoe Carr with you. Zoe, as we take a look at some of the highlights of Courtney Woods' first half performance. She hit the 1,000 career points mark in her last outing against Sydney on Wednesday night. Picking up where she left off, she's got 14 to halftime. What a player.
Yeah, we spoke about how poised she is and she's never sped up, and she's done a great job of really attacking the drops defensive coverage that the Lynx have been doing on the on-ball screens, and then just making the most of every opportunity. When there's a layup there to be had, she makes it. It doesn't bobble out or anything like that. She makes sure of it, and then gets herself to the line and is an incredible free throw shooter. So she's had an incredible start to the game, but not something we wouldn't expect from her either.
Absolutely, she looks ready to go as well for a big second half. Now, you may notice today as well that players from both teams have a purple band around the top of their singlet. This band is a powerful symbol of support for survivors of domestic violence. This season, the WNBL, its clubs, athletes and the Players Association have united to raise awareness around this critical issue. Enough is enough. A life free from violence is possible. And when everyone plays a role, real change happens. So please learn how you can be a part of the solution by visiting Full Stop Australia. So a huge second half to come here. It's Townsville by 5 over Perth at halftime. Zoe can't break it down for us. What are we going to get?
Well, I think we're going to see Perth come out of the blocks and run. I think they started to find that form again towards the back end of the second quarter, and you could hear Coach Petrick yelling out every time they got the ball, go, go. So I think they're going to run and play with their flair and their force. I think with Townsville, they're going to find ways to get the ball inside to Alicia Froling, Lauren Cox, Nia Coffey, and try and really use their size advantage to obviously score, but to try and get Amir here in more foul trouble.
Who do you think has the advantage in this second half from an energy perspective? Townsville are playing their second game this round. However, they've won 8 in a row and are just firing on all cylinders. Or Perth, who've had a 9-day break. Does that play a role in the second half?
I'm not sure that it will, mostly because they're in Townsville and Townsville have their crowd behind them as well, which will give them that energy lift. So I think when it comes down to it, these athletes are all super fit and super professional, so they can play 2 games in a weekend and it not matter.
So you're saying it's like splitting hairs between these two sides. Hard to find an advantage anywhere amongst all of this, but it's certainly shaping up as a huge ending to this contest. So you get the third quarter underway. So Townsville by 11 at quarter time. They shot out of the blocks. Perth have crawled back a little bit in that second quarter. And me here against Cox, and Cox wins that little one-on-one. Or a big one-on-one, really. Yeah. It's Coffey makes a move. But we're going to reset. So this is such an important quarter in the context, because if Townsville rather, get back out to that double-digit lead in the last, they're going to be so hard to reel back in. So this is crucial times for Perth, you would think. Cox trying to make her presence felt in the paint. Fast transition from Perth. And me here against Cox, take 2. And me here with the finish. Oh. I think that was a double play. Gorman adding to the tally. And it's game on here at the Townsville Entertainment Centre. Just to point the difference. Froling. Can't get it to go.
And Perth doing a better job of sending Alicia Froling to her right. She can score on her right hand, but she prefers the left. So sending her to her right, you're going to have a much better chance of her either missing the shot or fumbling.
Woods adds to a tally. She's up to 16.
That little mid-range pull-up jump shot is just dynamite for Courtney Woods.
Mehe against Cox. Cox wins it on that occasion. Coffey looking to drive hard towards the basket for 2.
Great use of the advantage basketball there. Amir here just sort of out of the play, falling over down the other end and just using the ball with patience to find the open player.
Intelligent tap back from Wilson. Back to Amir here. A second attempt comes up short. So Perth got to within 1. Fire have steadied. Margin sitting at 5. Oh, miscommunication there between Ellis and Cox. And here's an opportunity for the Lynx. So for me here. Back out to Soa. That's Froling for company. Back to Ami here. Bit of a fumble. Has Cox to contend with, and this time she gets it done.
Amia does such a great job of using her length, the way she's able to fade away a little bit, but then extend her arms out and finish over long opponents is very impressive, which means you cannot allow her to get that deep in the paint because she's unguardable.
Shot clock ticking down for Courtney Woods in the fire. Froling is denied. Ami here takes it away. Wilson fires. Maley with the O board. Just can't get that bucket. Did everything right there, Perth. That pass a little too hot for Coffee. The Lynx win it back. Tight contest to start the third, just 3 points the difference. Fire have led all match. Is this Perth's opportunity to make their move? Wilson under the rim. Takes their tally to 13. Back to a 1-point ball game. Froling takes on Ami here with strength. Cox with a putback.
And Cox had done a great job of getting inside the paint and sealing there, which opened up the lane for Froling to go to work, and then obviously following up the offensive board and getting the finish. The work she does off the ball is very, very impressive.
Soa misses a chance to tie the scores as Mansfield adds 2. Townsville with a 5-point lead. Oh, Coffey stole that with a back turn towards the play, and then with the finish for 2. I don't know how she did that.
That finish, again, showing her strength. She's done it all game. The physicality comes, or contact comes, and she's just able to ride through it, take the hit, and then finish, steady herself in the air and finish. That is so tough and takes unbelievable strength.
What a play from Nia Coffey as we head to a timeout here in the third with just over 5 minutes on the clock. This timeout's brought to you by Latina Fresh. Looking for a quick win in the kitchen? Latina Fresh pasta will do the trick. It's easy, Aussie made, and seriously yummy for the whole family. What's not to love? Make dinner a slam dunk with Latina Fresh, proud sponsors of the WNBL. So that's how quickly Townsville can punish you. Mila Soa had an attempt from outside the arc to tie the scores. And then the fire, just like that, open up a 7-point advantage.
Yeah, and we spoke about it at the start of the broadcast about how they've just got weapons everywhere. So if it's not one, it's the other. And that's what makes them so hard to guard and why they can punish you so quickly.
Some of the highlights of the contest so far. We haven't really seen probably any one player dominate. It really has been an even game, even spread of contributors. Everyone's sort of playing their role at the moment. As we get play back underway, Perth with possession. Been on the back foot really since the opening quarter. They've steadied somewhat, but just haven't been able to get in the lead as Coffey comes up with a block. Momentum now back with a fire. Coffey is lifted. Can't get it done on that occasion. Wilson races down the floor. They want to take the game on. Coffey again came from nowhere. Where did she come from?
I don't think the crowd liked the call. I think they're a little upset, but even just to be able to get there to contest that was so impressive.
Take another look, just out of nowhere. Amy Atwell finds herself at the line. One from 3, 2, can't count. 2 from 3. Those are much needed points, just keeping the Lynx in touch here. Back to 5 points. Mansfield, defended by Wilson, hands it off to Woods. Now working on Atwell, goes along the baseline, out to Mansfield, pulls the trigger. Cox tries to tap it to advantage, but Perth read it best. Atwell against Froling. Well defended.
Outstanding D from Froling to be able to stay in front of Atwell, not give up the foul, not stick the hands in and just force a tough shot, which ended up in a turnover.
Here's Woods, feet set for 3. Bounces off the rim, one back by Shields. Mansfield gets around the defense, gives it off to Froling. Off the left. And they're just answering every challenge so far, the Fire. See a call off the plate.
Just Mansfield getting in the lanes there and Atwell back cutting on her, and she just held onto her a little bit, held her up from a line of running through or cutting into the key. But again, that's, as coaches, you're pretty happy with that because it's showing an intent to really get in the lanes and be dominant defensively.
Kelly Wilson for 2. It's no good. Woods, fast transition and converts.
Again, little mid-range pull-up jump shot. She has been so good at that all season, but particularly in this game, we've seen plenty of those off-on balls and in transition.
Fire pull away again. Can Perth reel them in? Clinch Hoycard goes herself. Great move. Less than 3 minutes to go in the third. Great attendance here at the Townsville Entertainment Centre. Enjoying the contest so far. Shields feeds it to Froling, misses the first attempt. And it's taken away by Chibatoni. To Wilson, Clinch Hoycard. Atwell goes for it in a split second, bounces off the rim. Woods gets around Atwell to Froling. Now to Mansfield. Can't get it done. Ricochets back to Shields. They can go again. Patiently waiting for her opportunity is Woods. Hands it off to Mansfield. Clinch Hoycard cuts it off. And it's... and that, you don't often see that. You don't often see the referees changing their mind, but it is the right call.
2 seconds to get a shot up.
And they do. And guess who? It's Courtney Woods. She's up to 20.
Perth will be really upset with that. That's just completely losing focus.
And Hoycard misses her opportunity. And they need to tighten up here in the last 2 minutes, Perth. Cannot afford to let Townsville get a roll on here towards three-quarter time. Mansfield goes for it. Back the other way, Chibatoni. That helps.
She often just comes up with plays right when they need them, similar to that. She comes up with the ball and pushes, ignites transition. You know, gets little scores when they need them. She's a real blue-collar worker.
Ox from long range, not on this occasion. Froling battling with the knee here. Call that a 0-all draw. And me here, underneath the basket. So Consecutive buckets here for the Lynx, and they draw within 5, so they'll be pleased with this. Townsville looking to steady. Woods denied by Atwell. Perth now wanting the final say in this third quarter. Wilson against Shields. Wilson looking to own a moment here. Atwell cleans it up. So great little fight back here to Perth on the eve of three-quarter time, and we have a ball game. At three-quarter time, it is the Townsville Fire with their noses in front by 3 points over the Lynx, 58-55. Do not go anywhere. A massive final quarter to come in the battle for second place. Stay with us. We have an epic ending coming up in the final match of the regular season of the Signet WNBL competition. Two of the competition favourites for the premiership going head-to-head here for the battle of second place at the Townsville Entertainment Centre. And at three-quarter time, it is the Townsville Fire with their noses in front by 3 points over the Perth Lynx. What have we got in store in the final quarter? Jess Webster with you alongside Zoe Carr to take a look at some of the highlights so far in this game. Just continues to give us what we love most about this competition.
It definitely does, and I think one of the concerning parts for Perth, but exciting parts for Townsville, was that Nia Coffey had to sit a lot of that quarter when she picked up that third foul, and Perth, whilst they still did some good things offensively, wrestled a little bit of momentum back, they weren't able to really get over that that deficit and take the lead of the game. And now Coffey's back into the game, and she's had such a massive impact on it that it'll be interesting to see how they manage it now.
So here we go, we're underway, and immediately it's Ellis who comes up with the steal. Just not the finish. Coffey, though, working hard. What a formidable player. That is the start Townsville would have wanted. And Mejia and Coffey wrestle. That's going to go Coffey's way. As they tangle.
Just extended the elbow a little bit. That's Mejia's third foul, which shouldn't be a problem given we've only got a quarter to play. But if she picks up another foul quickly in this quarter, then Perth are going to be forced to make a decision whether she sits or not.
Goes Courtney Woods, already up to 20 points. As Froling passes it to the Perth bench. I'm not quite sure that was in the play. As we see another whistle. And me here. Gives it off to Gorman. One way then the other. Has to get around Coffey. That's not easy to do. Shot clock ticking down for Perth.
Yeah, just extended the elbow and hooked around. It's the refereeing has been consistent on that all night tonight. You see as the ball goes to the floor and she gets by Alice, just hooks around, and that's going to get called every day of the week.
Here goes Coffey. No good on this occasion. Still just a 5-point ball game, so Townsville haven't been able to put Perth away. Maley. Oh, that's an inspiration for her side. Ellis cops the contact. Takes it down the floor. Someone defending hard. Now to Fowler. Woods. Lovely pass back to Fowler. Can she get the finish? No. Froling with the rebound, though. She cleans it up.
And beautifully executed pick and roll play. Fowler goes up hard at the rim and misses, but is able, because it's predictable, is able to be rebounded. And now they're stepping up defensively. Courtney Woods doing Courtney Woods things and just stepping up right when they need her.
22 points for Courtney Woods. Inspiring her team to victory. Soa with the response. Just what the doctor ordered for the Lynx. These two teams continuing to trade blows here in the last. This match on a knife's edge. Woods out to Fowler. Ellis wide open. No good. Maley with the rebound. Townsville by 3, massive. Fowler copping some heavy contact from Maley. This is what you'd see on a football field.
That was a good read from Fowler. I thought she played that pretty well and took the hit down the middle. Maybe a little bit, still moving a little bit, but definitely worth going for. I thought she was in a pretty good position.
Get play back underway. Margin is just 3 points with 7 minutes to go. What a finish we've got coming up. Hope you're enjoying the action wherever you're watching. Soa feeds to me here. Beautiful move.
Yeah, lovely pick and roll play with an emptied outside there too, so there's no help from behind there for Ami here. She's going to make that 9 times out of 10.
Coffey working on Wilson. 2 tough competitors going head to head. And that is a win to Ali Wilson.
Absolutely, and that's now Coffey's 4th foul. So she's going to have to be careful, or she might have to come out for a couple of minutes. But a really big time play there from Ali Wilson.
She's had 13 points and 4 rebounds and 4 assists today, Ali Wilson. But it's the quality of what she does. And just those little moments that perhaps won't get a stat for. She's an invaluable asset. We've got a 1-point ball game. Soa to Ami here. Looking for Wilson. What can she manufacture here coming up against Woods? Hands it off this time to Maley to pull the trigger from deep. It's off target. Townsville by 11 at quarter time, by 5 at half time. And Me here comes up with a big block at a crucial moment. Can they capitalise at their offensive end? Soa can't get it done. Cox has coughed it up back to Soa, who this time finds the bucket. And Perth have hit the front for the first time today. Cox looking to make amends. Can't do so.
Perth just looking to execute now. They've hit the front. They've got over that little hill of the lead, and now if that's not Perth basketball, I don't know what is.
Well, another twist in the tail of this battle as we head to a timeout in the last, and Perth are out to a 4-point lead.
That's a good defense from Courtney Woods there. She's a bit unlucky not to get the call there, but to have then nobody rotate onto Wilson for her as she took that hit. You cannot allow Perth to be open on the three-point line at all.
This timeout brought to you by Foot Locker. Foot Locker is celebrating 50 years of sneakers. Celebrate their half-century in the current hoop season by grabbing the latest kicks and apparel at your nearest Foot Locker, the official major partner of the WNBL. Well, what a twist we've seen here in the final quarter. Now it's up to Townsville to respond to the challenge that's laid down by the Lynx. What do we think the key messages being fired out here at this timeout?
Well, I think for the Fire, it's about getting back to their offensive structure and their execution, trying to get the ball inside. I don't think Coffey will remain on the bench for much longer. We'll see her back into the game soon. But playing out of their pick and roll play, trying to exploit that drops defense a little bit more. But for Perth, it's about continuing what they're doing, just pushing the ball in offense, making big plays defensively. You know, they've done a great job of moving off the ball defensively and being at places on catches rather than late, and contesting every shot. So they just need to continue to do that, and good things should happen for them.
Cox did all the hard work, just couldn't get it to drop. But they'll hang on to possession. Just over 5 minutes left. This final game of the round, the final game of the regular season. Townsville share it around. Courtney Woods has had 22 points so far. That's come off the leg of me here. Can't underestimate the psychological advantage this would give Perth. Townsville have won 8 in a row. They're on their home floor. As Cox looks to feed Fowler for 2. No good. If they can get over the line today, that would be huge in every sense of the word. Me here wants to give it to Wilson. Guarded intently by Shields. Pushes off her. And she's heading to the line.
Ellie Wilson just using her smarts there, leaning into Shields, drawing, almost baiting her into a foul rather than just going at the rim or going away from her to try and avoid contact.
Well, up until this point, it hasn't really been Perth's night at the line. Shooting at 50%, but 2 from 2 there from Wilson. In a high, intense moment. And it's a 6-point advantage. They've scored 15 points to 6 in this final quarter. Perth, again, two players tangle. Me here and Cox. Oh no, I think it's Wilson.
Yeah, Ellie Wilson just jumped in the lane just to try and bump the cutter. Lauren Cox cutting. This was a little bit late.
look, there it is. It's been a physical battle out there today. I would expect nothing less. Ellis hands it off to Woods. Is she going to be the match winner for the Fire? Hands it to Cox in the corner, just off target. And it's gone out of play and it'll stay with the Fire. Look like they've just maybe lacking a little bit of energy at the moment, the Fire. They've just kind of dropped off the pace ever so slightly.
Yeah, Perth have done a good job of taking them out of their stuff, and they look uncomfortable, but you see beautiful execution, but an even better block there.
But you feel it's almost like calm before the storm at the moment. That's kind of the feeling I get. We're in for a massive finish in these last 4 minutes.
Absolutely.
Perth by 6. They look to go to Cox again, but Ali Wilson stands in the way. She's been rock solid for the Lynx today. Home crowd just a little silent at the moment. We're ready to blow the roof off in the first quarter. We're all feeling the tension at the moment at the Townsville Entertainment Centre. Got a brilliant crowd. They love their home team here. They always show up to support. So what have Townsville got? Perth currently have the advantage. Cox with the deflection, and they win it back. Is this their chance to pounce and get the match back on their terms? Ellis out to Fowler, wide open, feet set, bang!
Fowler has been so reliable from the three-point line this season. Just feet set and open, she is so tough.
Foul call, and Ami here will head to the line. You just steady the ship. The first time at the charity stripe this afternoon. So take a look at the replay of the triple from Alex Fowler. Ami here with the 14 points, 3 rebounds, 4 blocks for Ami here today. This is a high-pressure moment. Everyone waited with bated breath. No worries for the Canadian Olympian. 5-point lead to the visitors. Just over 3 minutes to play. Fire have led all match until this final quarter. Woods carves a path through the defense. Cox cleans it up.
And that's the sort of execution and play they have to go through. Have the ball in Courtney Woods' hands as often as possible. Let her set up the offense or look to score for herself.
Fumble here from Atwell. Three points the difference, 3 minutes to go. What's important in these moments, Zoe? Is it going back to the fundamentals? Is it trying to find an extra gear? Is it...
I mean, you'd like to think you shouldn't have an extra gear, but in these moments, poise and just communication is key. Making sure, you know, everybody knows and plays their role and what is expected of them. I think sometimes we try and overdo it in these moments because we're under a lot of pressure and feel like we have to do things that are possibly outside of the skill set. So just staying poised, staying composed, and staying to your game plan.
So we see another jump ball and Perth win it back. We get the floor cleaned up. You feel anything can happen in 2 minutes and 29 seconds. I just have no idea.
Well, especially with both of these teams, they can both pile on points so quickly. So, you know, this could be an overtime game or a 10-point win for somebody. That's how these two teams work.
Soa has coffee for company. Bailey. Pass inside to Wilson.
Great use of and recognition of the size of Wilson on Ellis and posting her up in there, but it'll still be, the points didn't count, but it'll still be 2 shots because Townsville are in the bonus.
Edge out further by the slimmest of margins, Perth. Defending aggressively. Ellis up to the task. Emi here. That's come off Perth.
Me here just blocking everything that comes near her tonight.
Lauren Cox, it's around Atwell. It doesn't roll in. Mainly with an important rebound. That is an important stop for Perth. Wilson gives it off to Soa. From long range, it's no good. Ellis takes it away, races down the court, gives it to Cox. She misses her opportunity. Fowler with an important board, back to Woods. Back inside to Cox, this time gets it done, and she turns to the crowd and says, get behind us, here we come.
Once again, great composure from Courtney Woods to put the ball back inside there and find that mismatch for Lauren Cox.
Wilson from downtown. It's kept alive somehow by Soa to Emi here off the window for 2, a steadier to the Lynx. Here we go. Final minute to come. Ellis goes to ground. And the foul is called. Just the 4 points for Abby Ellis today. 3 rebounds and a couple of steals. But these are the moments that matter.
And these free throws are big. There's a lot of pressure on this right now, so to hit the first one, a lot of weight off the shoulders, but they need these free throws.
And she nails both of them. A 2-point lead to the Perth Lynx. Ali Wilson trying to get around Fowler, using all of her experience. She's lost it. It's gone out of play. Maley can't believe the call, but it is Townsville's ball. Oh, that is close.
Outstanding switching defense, though, from the Fire. Just really aggressive, really suffocated the Lynx there.
.37.6 seconds on the clock. The Fire are down by 2. A huge home crowd doing everything they can to will their side over the line, but we're heading to a timeout. We can all take a breath. And the two sides can try and figure out how they're going to claim victory this afternoon. Home crowd are on their feet. What an atmosphere. And what a way to end the regular season of the Signet WNBL, to have a crowd like this attending a game like this with so much on the line. What are you thinking, Zoe?
Well, if I'm Townsville right now, I'm drawing up a play 4-2, but that has a counter for a 3 if we need it. Looking to try and go inside to Lauren Cox if I can, with Courtney Woods as a secondary option. But if I'm Perth, I'm switching all like-for-like screens. So Ami here stays at home on Cox. She doesn't switch at all, but everybody else switches everything, so nobody gets a look at anything easy. You can't allow Townsville just if you allow them something easy, particularly before 24 seconds is left on the clock, that means they'll get the ball back.
Here we go, let's see if the Fire can execute. Cox off to Woods. She's had 22 points today. She's harassed by Wilson. Coffey goes to ground, ball's out of play. And it's going the way of Perth. Unbelievable drama. .4 seconds on the clock. And a 5-second differential. The Lynx looking to deliver perhaps a killer blow. These contests are all about who can stand up when it matters most. Soa's got nowhere to go. Absolutely nowhere. Townsville win it back. You almost can't believe what you're watching.
And great play from Townsville there to trap that. Drove her straight to the sideline and not give up the foul. In instances like that, it can be really, you can look like you really want it enticing to try and put your hands in and steal it, but to keep their hands out and force the violation.
And we go to another timeout. So rinse and repeat, same kind of play you'd be drawing up?
Yeah, I think they might want to try and execute the last one they had, maybe just a little bit better. But they may go to something else here. They may look to go inside a little bit earlier. But, you know, this is what WNBL basketball is. That's, you know, whilst we're still last game of the season, this is finals basketball as well. So this is what we love about this league.
The Perth Lynx have battled so hard to get themselves in a winnable position. They were down by 11 at quarter time. Townsville shot out of the blocks. They led all match until the final quarter, where the Lynx have held the lead for the majority of the fourth term. Can they hang on? Can the Fire rise to the occasion on their home floor? front of a massive crowd. Would just about blow the roof off. Here we go. They've drawn up the play. Can they execute? Ellis with the moment to Cox. Oh, she misses. Ellis with the rebound. It's still alive for the Fire. The seconds tick down. Nia Coffey has drawn scores level. That is why they wanted her signature. Right there, right now, Nia Coffey. Take a look at this.
Oh, if only she was just behind that three-point line. But still, a big-time play from Nia Coffey. But even the look from Lauren Cox is a good one. Townsville did a great job finding that. You'd be happy with that three any day of the week. Now the challenge is to lock down defensively because Perth have so many shooters and scorers that there's still plenty of time for them right now. So Perth need to execute what's being drawn up here. I'd say we'll be looking at something for Ellie Wilson with like an Atwell hammer screen on the weak side. But Townsville need to make sure that there's no miscommunication whatsoever. Don't allow Perth a single chance to get an uncontested shot, and definitely don't foul a jump shooter.
What have we got in store? 3.2 seconds left. Maley goes for a knee here. Cox standing in the way. And we have gotten the result that perhaps is deserving of this match, of these two teams, and deserving of a finish to the Signet WNBL season that has to be seen to be believed. We're heading to overtime.
Would you have thought at the start of this game, the way this game started, would be in overtime? Like, it is, the way Perth have clawed their way back into this game has been outstanding.
So we see some of the highlights of what has been an enthralling contest so far. Genuine edge of your seat stuff. And if this is a regular season contest, what are we going to get in finals?
Well, I think more of this, to be honest. I think they're playing their finals basketball now, but you know, I think Townsville will be pretty pleased that they've got out of jail a little bit on this one. The Perth were definitely in the driver's seat in the last 2 minutes of that game, or of regulation. So to force it to overtime, now they've got to get back to their basketball, get back to their execution, their pick and roll play, separating out from their screens and finding their angles and their high lows, just to try and get their easier scores again. But Perth, they are rolling, they are running, they are playing their sort of game, and when they're in that mindset, it's really hard to stop.
And I know there is so little separating these two sides. Is there any one particular aspect of either team's game style that you think stacks up in overtime? Is there, basically, I'm saying, Zoe, can you give us anything to what actually might happen, or who might actually come out on top here?
Well, I would, as a basketball purist, I'd like to say that Townsville's execution will get them through, but we've all seen the way Perth can quickly score in bunches and just turn games on their head. So if they score early here and get on a little bit of a roll, they could blow this out quickly.
Here we go, overtime basketball to decide second place. Final match of the round, final match of the regular season. Where else would you rather be? Courtney Wood's looking to find her way through. Ellis gives it to Cox, up against Maley. Rolls in.
And that's a great start for Townsville. That's exactly what they'll look for. High percentage shot inside to their bigs.
He goes Atwell to respond. Misses her opportunity. Froling cleans it up. Ellis. It's off target. Ali Wilson off to Maley. The two experienced heads combine. Maley can't get it to go. Rolling, just keeps it alive. Hands it off to Woods. 22 points for her this afternoon. Hands it off to Cox this time. She gets fouled. 12 points, 9 rebounds for Lauren Cox.
And Courtney Woods again making things happen. Probably should have taken that one herself. I think she realised after the fact, but still, getting Lauren Cox to the foul line and drawing those sort of fouls is very important too, the longer this game goes.
First time at the line today. Second one rolls in. Townsville have a handy buffer. 4 points. Wilson. Skirting the perimeter, calls for support and hands it off to Atwell. Trying to get around persistent Townsville defense. Pulls the trigger from long range.
There's nothing you can do about that. That is outstanding, skillful offensive play.
1 point ball game. Cox. This is her opportunity.
Courtney Woods has got to take that one herself.
Wilson bounces off the rim. Won't die wondering, Perth. Woods gets the N1. Points so far for Courtney Woods. This would equal her PB for points scored in a match, which she's done twice before. Once coming against Perth, the first time they met this season, and the second time she scored 25 was against the Adelaide Lightning. 2.5 minutes on the clock. Townsville come up with another stop. Is this their moment to drive the dagger in the hearts of the Perth Lynx? Froling fighting hard for it. It ends up in the hands of Courtney Woods, who isn't done yet!
Unbelievable take there to get that separation between herself and Amir here. Amir has been blocking shots all night, and she's been able to step into her, create that space, and then finish.
Atwell trying to keep Perth alive. She's off the mark, and it's danger signs now for Perth. 6 points the difference. Coffey loses it. Cox saves the day. Ellis back to Cox. She's offline. They've got to go now, Perth. Wilson takes them all on.
Just a little late getting across there from Courtney Woods.
She's had a wonderful game, Ali Wilson. She's carried the load. She misses the three-point play. Fire by 4. Ellis looking to go inside to Cox through her fingertips. And gifted possession back to the Lynx.
And these are turnovers you just cannot afford to have in these situations. You're better off getting a 24-second violation than having that turnover there, because it was early in the shot clock and time was on Townsville's side at the moment. But that can change very quickly with teams like Perth.
Ellis with the defense breaks it up into the final minute of overtime. Fire by 4. Wilson hunting. Ellis to Cox to Coffey. Massive bucket!
She is all class. That pull-up jump shot off the on-ball screen there, just beautiful basketball.
Maley trying to fight her way through. The Fire in a commanding position. This has been an incredible contest from start to finish. Nia Coffey. Just sublime.
And Perth need these free throws if they're going to be a chance of being in this game.
She's 1 from 4 at the free throw line today, Annalie Maley. 14 rebounds, 7 points. Champion kicks aside in it. Fire in the box seat. Oh, Woods has lost it. Maley gets the bucket. And we're not done yet.
And a great press out of the free throws too. Big time free throws from Annalie Maley. And then into a press there, Woods just trying to split the trap there. And Gorman comes up with a steal.
Woods throws the head back. We've got 19.9 seconds to work with. So what do Perth do here? They're the ones who are chasing down the Fire.
Yeah, well, they must get a stop here. Everything needs to be contested, not allowed. Townsville will, they may not advance the ball. They may look to try and use this. I wouldn't advance the ball if I was coaching, and use the whole 24-second shot, or the 19.9 seconds that you've got left, and try to not give Perth another go at it. But depending on what happens, either way, they've got to defend this straight up and not allow any type of uncontested shot. But it turns out Perth are going to get the ball back here, so they just need to make sure that nothing easy for Townsville.
They work it into the corner to Lauren Cox. Has 2 to contend with it, stolen away by Amir here. Chibatoni! Oh my God! She's nailed it from outside the arc, and Perth have come from nowhere to hit the front. The last chance. Oh, it's offline. Perth have done it. They have come from nowhere. They seal second place on the ladder. They end Townsville's 8-game winning streak in one of the matches of the season. And it is Alex Chibatoni, the unlikely hero for Perth Lynx, who owns her moment in the dying seconds. What an incredible game of basketball we have witnessed, and a fitting end to what has been a crazy regular season in the Signet WNBL. And if this is a glimpse of what we're going to see in the final series, I don't even know how to finish that sentence, Zoe Carr. Unbelievable.
No, it's going to be exciting. A massive, massive finish to that game and a big-time shot from Alex Gibertoni as well to be able to, under that sort of pressure, finish the game off. But we just saw so much in this game. We saw momentum swings, it was an arm wrestle, Townsville jumping out of the blocks, and then Perth having to claw their way back, then Townsville clawing their way back. It was just incredible, and some of the basketball that we saw was really exciting. So I can't wait to see what now finals basketball will bring.
Well, what an unbelievable day we've just witnessed. So it was Townsville by 11 at quarter time, by 5 at half time, 3 at three-quarter time. They led all match until the final quarter when Perth hit the front. They held the lead for the majority of that final quarter before Townsville hit back at the death to send it into overtime. The Fire looked like they were going to run away with it in that overtime, and Perth just came from nowhere. Some clutch moments, and me here in that final play to come up with the steal, and Gibertoni with ice in her veins to nail it in the final moment was just unreal. But overall, that was just a quality game of basketball, and bring on the finals.
Absolutely, so excited, and you know, Perth will take a lot out of this. Of that they didn't play their best basketball, but were still able to get the win. But Townsville will also take this as well. This will hurt, and they'll use this as fuel to be able to come out in game one next week.
And it is almost a cliche, but it may be the loss that Townsville needed. They've won 8 in a row. They were just not cruising, but this will hurt, and you can use this as fuel when it comes to the biggest moments of the season.
Exactly, and you know, they had so many contributors, but I think they wouldn't be happy with, particularly in the fourth quarter and beyond, how they really executed their game plan and their game style. So they'll go away. Coaching staff will do an amazing job of, breaking down that game and getting a game plan ready. But yeah, that's a part of the chess match, right? So it's going to be a lot of fun to see.
Let's take a closer look at Letitia Amir here, who was just sensational for the Lynx today. Finished with the 18 points, 4 rebounds, an incredible 6 blocks. She wanted to own her moment today, and she did exactly that. How important was she?
Massive. And those 6 blocks were big blocks. They weren't just little deflections. She was sending them out, or she was coming up with it, more importantly. So her scores, of course, 18 points is, at that 57% is huge. But I thought what she did defensively was enormous for the Lynx tonight.
She certainly knows what it takes to get it done on the big stage, as represented Canada at the Olympics in 2020, and Ali Wilson as well. We've touched on her throughout the course. She ended with the 21 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. You just love seeing experienced players in these big high-pressure moments guide a team, and I felt like she played such an important leadership role today.
She did, especially early when Townsville jumped out to that lead. She really dragged the team with her and kept the scoreboard ticking over for Perth until they found their feet and what they were looking for. So she was massive for them throughout the entire game.
So Perth get it done in overtime in dramatic circumstances by a point over the Townsville Fire. They bring their 8-game winning streak to an end on their home floor, no doubt, in what was one of Townsville's biggest home crowds of the season. And that's all we've got for the regular season of the Signet WNBL, and what a way to cap off round 16 and the final
Alice driving baseline. What a dive!
Wickham, how sweet was that? Step back three,
Wow.
Taylor George. She's got a flamethrower at the moment.
Shelley with a big triple.
It was acrobatic, it was impressive, it was Steph Talbot.
Jade Bell with the lefty lay-in. Capitals continue to roll. Perth have been unconscious from three. Alice Koenig connects.
She's pumped up, and so she should be.